Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. In the last episode, we gathered a couple goodies we can get with the double claw shots, and we went to the mirror chamber and completely fixed the mirror Twilight, gaining access to our next dungeon. This dungeon is the Palace of Twilight. This is the home of Zant and his goons. Yeah, so this is pretty much, we're heading into enemy stronghold in the Twilight Realm here. This dungeon is actually a very, very straightforward dungeon. Compared to all the other dungeons we've done so far, where we had, pretty much to go navigate through everything. This is literally just another castle. The gimmick here is we have to go through both the west and east wing on the first floor to gain a certain item and bring them back to the center location of the palace, and thus giving us the dungeon item of the dungeon. And with that dungeon item, we can go cut right through the middle of it and kind of climb our way up the palace. It's really kind of a really straightforward dungeon. There are a couple of our last pieces of heart in this dungeon. Kind of spoiler here. So after this dungeon, we have completely gotten all the pieces of heart in the game, as well as a couple other treasures that might come in handy later on down the line. But yeah, this is really a straightforward dungeon. After you complete both the west and east wing on the first floor, and yeah, you just climb it up straightforward like normal until you get to the boss. So without further ado, let's get on with the dungeon. And welcome back, everybody, to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. In the last episode, we got a couple goodies with the double claw shot, since we got it from the city in the sky, and then we came back to the mirror chamber and assembled the mirror Twilight, and it took us away to our next dungeon, the penultimate dungeon, the Palace of Twilight. But as soon as we enter here, Midna comes up and says, listen, Link, can I ask you one last selfish favor? Regardless of what my reasons may have been, I once abandoned this world. Left behind the Twilight, those who had followed me, who considered me their ruler. Even now, as they remain here, suffering, they believe that help will come for this world. But if they were to see that only help from them was a hideous little imp, don't you think they would feel let down? It's only for a little bit longer. Do you mind if I continue to hide as your shadow while you're in human form? I'm sorry. Sure thing, Midna. But yeah, this is the second to last dungeon in the entire game. And this dungeon's main gimmick is we have to, if we look at the map real quick, it's not, well, we don't have the full story of it, but it's got an east wing and a west wing. We gotta venture through those two first before we can go on to the main portion of the palace, which is the one in the center. You'll see why here in just a second. But we have to go through both east and west wing first. Wait, this guy isn't your enemy, Link. They might look different, but they're inhabitants of this world. They're my people. Zant. How could he? Yeah, these are the Twilight that Midna was talking about. These are not enemies at all, but you can actually interact with them, and I feel bad doing it, but you can hit the sword and they just kind of wobble like that. So you can interact with them. But yeah, if you go straight up to the center portion of this segment here, you'll notice that there's a giant wall of shadow, just like waterfall of shadow here. You got Kagorogs here, shadow Kagorogs here. But yeah, you can't go really through the waterfall of shadow here because, well, yeah, you'll notice something when you touch this darkness here. Something will happen to Link. And it's not, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but you'll notice it. But yeah, that middle pathway is blocked to us. And as well as the east wing is actually blocked to us too. There's a giant chasm right there. We can't even cross it. So our only option is to go into the west wing right now. You know, that was actually a show my mom and dad liked her a lot, was the West Wing, with old Martin Sheen as President of the United States. I liked that show too. I watched it with my parents when I was younger. But yeah, we have to go through the West Wing first. As soon as we enter here, you'll notice a lot of the enemies here are literally just enemies we haven't seen since, well, we saved Lanayru province from the Twilight Realm. Yeah, you got, you know, Twilight, Dekubabas, Twilight Bats, Twilight Rats, all these enemies. I'm going to go ahead and show you what the effect of the shadow does. If you touch the shadow here, Link will automatically turn into a wolf. Link, be careful. This black fog is made of the shadow crystals created by Zant. They blot out light. He's responsible for stealing the light from the spirits and turning your world into twilight. But he's not all powerful. We're prepared too. I can return you to your normal state whenever you need me, so don't worry, okay? Yeah, so every time you touch this fog, yeah, you'll automatically turn into a wolf. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it is quite annoying whenever you're trying to cross something. Yeah, because obviously the wolf isn't capable of climbing stuff and using all the tools like Link can. But we have an introduction to a new enemy here. You guys probably saw him shoot his projectile at me. This is a Zant head, and we have to defeat them in order to gain access to the next portion of the room. We just have to wait until he appears. He's going to shoot a magic projectile at you, but you can block with your shield. Once you defeat him, a treasure chest spawns. And you actually need these treasure chests to advance in the dungeon. You get a small key. So we're going to use that to gain access to the next room here. Keep in mind of the black fog on the sidings here. That I just, you know, went into to demonstrate the wolf mechanic. There's some goodies here that we need to actually get, but we don't have the item in order to kind of get rid of that fog. But yeah, well, we're gonna go right through this door here with our small key. You'll notice there's a big old black fog on the wall here, or right in the middle of the, not on the wall, but in the middle of the floor here. We're going to have to go inside, and we're going to have to take on these Zant heads as wolf form because of it. We just kind of have to keep the camera panning until, you know, the Zant head comes by, and then we can attack it. Because these Zant heads are going to just spawn inside the fog. As soon as you defeat it, another treasure chest spawns. It's on the other end of the room here. And another one actually spawns too, I forgot about that. But that's over here. Let's go ahead and open up this. Well, yeah. It's rats. It had to be rats. I'm recording this on New Year's Day, and you know, 2020 is the year of the rat. Don't you know? Yeah, it is. I just looked it up before this one. I am smart. What I want to be. But yeah, we get the compass here in this treasure chest. So the compass, obviously, will allow us to find up all the treasure chests in the dungeon. And I'm gonna be honest with you. There's some treasure chests that get by me in this dungeon a couple times. But I just gotta keep an eye out for it in this here. But yeah, let's go ahead and open this treasure chest. Inside's another small key. Gonna open up a locked door. Now let's go ahead and use our claw shots to get up here on this segment here. Now we have double claw shots, and I do believe we can actually, yeah, can we reach that? No, not yet. Can I reach it from here? Yes, sir. Okay. So we're going to use our double claw shots to kind of lower ourselves here onto this platform. Because there's another treasure chest, as you guys can see. We're going to go ahead and get them. Get rid of the Dekubabas that guard it. You know, Zant, if this is really all your defense force is for your castle, it's kind of a bad castle defense, if you ask me. But we do get a Meaver stamp. We get the Angry Midna stamp. Oh, but man, she's angry. Oh, she mad. But yeah, we get the Angry Midna stamp. I do believe, if I remember correctly, up to this point, we do have all the letters of the alphabet now. So all the remainder stamps are going to be character stamps from here on out, if I remember correctly. I think we have all the letters. I'm pretty sure we do. And I do believe there's another treasure chest up here, but I'm going to double check it real quick to make sure. I don't think there's a claw shot point up here. Actually, we're going to... I just now remembered about this platform. We're going to come back to it. So don't worry about it right now. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and get some more rupees, because that's always nice. I'm going to go through this door. Uh-oh. It is locked. There's a giant hand guarding a light orb. Alright, so now we're at the far end of the west wing. As soon as we come in here... We got a Royal Rumble on us. You actually have to fight the mini-boss of this dungeon. The Zant hologram. I mean, it's just literally this. He says it's just Zant is a hologram. But the thing is with him is he summons minions. He summons, you know, Twilight enemies. You know, like I said before, is this really all that Zant can muster is throwing bats at me at this point in the game? That's kind of eh. But yeah, you just have to kind of pan around the room and wait until he, you know, can do his summoning here. He'll summon, you know, more enemies around here. I mostly, especially with these Dekubabas, I would ignore them for the most part. You kind of just want to pan the camera around until you see Zant. And then you can go for him whenever he's about ready to summon another group of enemies. Whenever he does appear. There he is. That's him. He just disappeared on. He's going to be really quick. So be mindful of that. So just keep the camera panned around. The opportunity to attack is whenever he's doing a summoning animation. That's when you can attack him. You see, like, he's really quick. He didn't give me any chance to really... didn't give me any chance to attack him at all. Even though I literally, you guys saw it, my sword went right through him. So you just have to kind of just pan the camera around until you guys got one more back here. Come on, Zant. Where are you at? There you are. Okay. I'm just going to come over here and just attack him a couple more times. And he summons more Dekubabas. Isn't that great? He teleports. He's doing the instant transmission. There he is. Now I'll just go ahead and attack him. With that, we defeated that Zant hologram. When he is destroyed, he summons more fog for us to deal with. I mean, if that was trying to, you know, kill me, it didn't do a very good job because it didn't even one, it won't kill me, and two, it didn't even reach the far end of the room. You would think with his all-out attack like that with dark fog, you know, it would encompass the whole entirety of the room, but, you know, it didn't do that, so... That shining spear illuminates this world. It's called a soul. It's like the sun of your world, Link. The power of the soul is the source of all life in this world. It's pure power. Ah! As long as you have this, would you take the soul to the Twilight at the entrance of this world? Please, Link. Alright, so our objective here is to get these orbs of light called soul. And in order to do that, we're going to have to attack this hand. Make it drop it. I'm going to pick this up, and as soon as you go through any dark fog, you'll notice it just dissipates the whole entirety of the fog. But if you get too far, Nintendo's favorite enemy of all time, a hand, appears. I think this is a wall master. I think that's the technical term. Is a wall master? I mean, wall masters have been in every Zelda game. You know, they usually come over and try and grab it. But his objective is he's going to try to get that soul back. But as soon as you go up the stairs, you're going to have to use Claw Shot to grab the soul, and you have to go into the next room. You can stun the hand by shooting arrows at it. And if you shoot 3 arrows at it, it will stun, and it'll give you time to get away. He will go straightly for this ball, but the thing is, though, if you let him grab it, he'll go back. He goes back to where he found it. And if he leaves the room, he runs away with it. So be careful of that. So just, yeah, you don't want him to grab this orb at all. I got all these, you know, rats here trying to attack me and everything. But yeah, just be mindful of where the hand is. You don't want him to come up and grab it from you. He's about ready to grab it. I'm seeing right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stun him. Actually, you need to go grab that soul. But as you see, it didn't really do me a very good favor there. Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Hand, go away. Okay. And then you go up the stairs. And then when I get up to this platform, I'm going to have to use the Claw Shot to grab this soul. Here we go. Okay. Now I'm just going to come up here. I got to be careful. Don't let it... I'm going to have to climb up these things. And use Claw Shot to grab this thing. Okay. And then go through the next room here. Jump off here. And we're going to go back. We got to go back to the entrance of this wing. Now, you can use the soul to get another treasure chest in this room right here. But you have to be quick about it. Of course, you can always come back and get this later when we get the dungeon item. The dungeon item we're going to be getting here in a little bit. But you can get it now with the soul. If you use this right here and you dissipate the fog, if you use the Claw Shot, you can come up here and grab it. Grab this Claw Shot point. And there's a treasure chest right here. And this is a very important treasure chest. It holds our next piece of heart. So we only have one more piece of heart left in the entire game left to get. So we got one more piece of heart left to get before we do another heart container. So just be careful. I know that the hand, master hand, or all the types of hands that, you know, were in every Nintendo game, you know, that's Nintendo's favorite enemy type is a giant hand. Go away, guys. Jeez. You guys are just, like, swarming me at this point. Nope. No, no, no. You drop it. Drop it now. There you go. See, if they didn't have to deal with all these guys, you know, swarming me, I wouldn't have dropped the ball. I really dropped the ball on that one. As soon as we leave, you don't have to deal with the hand anymore once you leave the west wing. I'm sorry. And as soon as you get near Twilight, he reverts back to his regular form, and then he thanks you by going, "Oh!" I always found it creepy when those guys, you know, were kind of thanking you in a way. But yeah, we're gonna actually go ahead and free all the Twilight guys here. We get closer to them with the light, and they go back to their regular form. Actually gonna go ahead and free these guys up here too, because honestly it'll bother me if I don't get this guy up here. He's really tall. There we go. Now they're all okay. Now we're gonna take this orb and we're gonna go ahead and put it in the center here. You'll notice that there's 2 places to put the orbs here. As soon as you put it down, A lift will activate to access the East Wing. Link, there should be one more soul. If we can find that, it should lead us to Zant. Okay, so now we need to go investigate the East Wing. Now, if I look at my map here, I'm pretty sure I got all the treasure chests in the West Wing. Yeah, I did. Okay, good. Just like to double check. But yeah, we're gonna go over to the East Wing now. Alright. So, the East Wing is just gonna be like the West Wing was. We gotta go all the way, venture forward into about 3 rooms deep. And then we gotta get a soul. And then we gotta take it all the way back. Avoiding Mr. Master Hand again. I don't know what the the name of the hand enemy is. I think they're Wall Masters, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I was making a joke about how it was Nintendo's favorite enemy archetype. But I mean, like in a lot of Nintendo games, you know, most of the enemies that Nintendo likes to use are like hand enemies. You see it in a lot of Legend of Zelda games, like with, you know, Wall Masters and stuff like that, and stuff like in Star Fox, you know, Andross has 2 giant hands that you have to shoot. And then, you know, I think there's a lot of them, like in Master Hand from Smash Brothers is another one that comes to mind. Master Hand and Crazy Hand. So it's just like Nintendo likes the archetype of giant hands. Alright, so we're gonna hang from the ceiling here until we get onto this lift here. As soon as we do that, we gotta deal with another Zant head. But if we let him attack us, just kidding, we want to activate... Actually, no, that's later. Never mind, I'm thinking of something else. We can't activate those orbs yet to the sidings. We just gotta be careful of when Giant Zant head's gonna shoot us with, you know, a projectile. If he does manage to shoot you, you can put your shield up by, you know, obviously... Z targeting without targeting anything. Actually, can I actually get that treasure chest? No, I can't get that treasure chest just yet. I'm gonna have to come back for it. I just jump across here. Be careful of don't fall. And I let Zant attack me in the behind. But let's go ahead and open this treasure chest. Inside's purple rupee. Nothing too big. I mean, it was, you know, a little itty bitty thing. You got, you know, Zant over here, shooting his projectiles at us. And let's hope he spawns over here. No, he didn't spawn. I actually hit him with an arrow. No, I didn't think so. Now, Zant head, can you spawn over here, please? Or not? I need you to spawn over here. I don't want to jump across that again. Come on. There you are. Okay. Now I just need you to spawn over here again. There you go. There you go. Now he's dead. As soon as he dies, as per usual for every Zant head we kill, we gotta go and get the treasure chest here. Inside, as you guessed, another small key. So now we can access the next room over here. So let's go ahead and go use that small key and go through the next room. This is kind of a straightforward dungeon. I'm going to be perfectly honest. This is probably the most straightforward dungeon in the entire game, in my honest opinion. I really like this dungeon. It's probably one of my absolute favorites. But, like, this is a really straightforward dungeon. And as you guys can see, we got to deal with more shadow beasts. So it's probably a little bit easier to fight these guys in wolf form. So we're going to go ahead and do that. You know, hang on. Get them all in one go here. And with all of them dead, yeah. Now a Zant head appears after we kill all the shadow beasts. Okay, let's go ahead and attack the Zant head. Jump strikes for the wind. Now, where is he gonna be at? There he is. Go ahead and attack him again. That should do it. Now another treasure chest should spawn. Hopefully. Actually, no. A couple more Zant heads appeared. I forgot. This is where they're like, okay, you beat one. Let's throw 2 more in, or actually 3 more in. They're not really that hard of enemies to defeat. It's just they're annoying because they teleport. You know, teleporting enemies are never fun to deal with, anyways. Attack him to get some more damage on him. Attack him. There goes that one. And then finally, there we go. All 4 of his heads are defeated. That causes a treasure chest to spawn up above us. And we have to go get it. I'm gonna go ahead and transform back in. I think this might have been the room I just came through. Yeah, this is the room I came through. Oops. We gotta go over here and access these claw shot points here. My sense of direction is wonderful. Let's go ahead and use these claw shots, and I do believe there's a couple of claw shots hanging on the ceiling here. Now you can actually go ahead and get most of these treasure chests out of the way right here, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Drop right here in front of this one, and inside is another Meaver stamp. A Meaver stamp. It is the Zant stamp. So there you go. You got the Zant stamp. Now I do believe if I can. There's a couple more. There's like several treasure chests in this dungeon, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there's one right there. And then there's one that just spawned. So let's go ahead and get all these treasure chests here. Inside's another purple rupee. Nothing too shabby. Get some more money. You know, my wallet's getting fuller by the minute. Don't have max money yet. I'm still missing like 300 rupees to getting the max money on this wallet. It's like 2,000 rupees I have to hold. I can hold on in this wallet. Okay, there's that treasure chest. Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 treasure chests in this room. Actually, like 4 treasure chests. Inside this one is a small key, that one that just spawned. But now we can access the next room. But there's one more treasure chest. So let's go ahead and grab it real quick. I think we might have gotten that. I think on this side there was another treasure chest, but I'm not too sure. I can move the camera. Is that a treasure chest or is that a pod? I think that's a pod. Yeah, that's a pod. It's hard to see. I was like, is that really hard to, you know, it's like that far away. But okay, let's go ahead and open this treasure chest. There's a bat on the screen, but inside's the dungeon map. A little late to get this item, to be perfectly honest, but yeah, now we can actually see the whole entirety of the dungeon now. So, go ahead and kill these bats, because, you know, bats are annoying. And I do believe that's all the treasure chests in this room, if I remember correctly. Let me actually go ahead and look. Yeah, that's all the treasure chests in this room. There's 2 on the sides of the last room that we came through, but we'll get that here in a little bit. Alright, so let's go ahead and, now that we have a small key, we can actually gain access to the next room over. Double claw shots are your best friend. You notice I've been breaking pots. There's a lot of rupees that are coming in through these pots too. So if you're kind of short on rupees, I don't know at this point in the game if you're following me at this point. Rupees don't really matter that much unless you're using like magic armor for whatever reason. But yeah, so if you need any more, there's more right there. So, but as you guys see, more locked doors. As soon as we enter. It's a repeat of the last room. Not the last room, but the other side of the palace. We gotta fight Zant's hologram again. Link's like, I've already been through this song and dance with you once already. You're gonna summon more boys. You know. Me with the boys. Summon more Deku Babas, which, you know, rooted enemies, so if I just don't get close to them. Just gonna go ahead and attack him. There we go. Got some hits in on him. Oh, almost got him. Almost got him. Oh, get off of me. Get off of me, Deku Baba. Oh, I saw him for a second. And there he is. He disappeared. His instant transmission. Sam likes to do that. He likes to think he's a Saiyan. Go ahead and teleport. Walk around, we'll look for him. There he is. Just spawned right in front of me. That was his undoing. And then once again, he fills the room with dark light, but failed to cover the whole entirety of the room with dark light. Dark fog. Man, Zan's not doing a very good job defending his palace. Like I said, he's got all these mooks, that, you know, common mooks that we saw at the beginning of the game. You know, minus like the Shadow Beasts and maybe the Zan heads. That, not very good defense. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and try and grab this soul, and then we're gonna go do what we did in the last, you know, wing of the dungeon. And try to go through all this. But be careful, because, you know, Mr. Wallmaster's coming. Oh, we got a Shadow Beast here, too. So we got a lot of enemies here. Now that they upped the ante, they brought up us to Shadow Beast. Alright, so as soon as we get up here, I'm going to go ahead and use the claw shots to... Can I reach it? Yeah. Just enough I can reach it. We're going to go through the next room. Like I said, they upped the ante. They threw a Shadow Beast at me. And even then, the Shadow Beast isn't really that hard. He was by himself, so he didn't have the power of, I'm going to scream to revive you. Alright, so we're just going to go through this room again. Kind of like what we did earlier. Got Wallmaster following short behind us. And they got that weird trippy effect. And actually, they threw another Shadow Beast at me. There we go. But I actually need to lift this up again because I need to actually get on the platform while it's rising in order to do anything. So now, I'm actually going to go ahead and shoot. I knew it. He was going to drop it. Drop it so I can grab it. There we go. Nah, 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 you can't have it. So we're going to go ahead and go through the next room. Now, next room, I'm going to actually have to have this, but we'll get that here in a second. Oh no, he's right behind me. Whatever shall I do? Just missed my last jump. That's what I'm going to do. So as soon as you come over here, try to find these platform here. Because, well, actually, no. It didn't work. There's some platforms that should be spawning around here. Yeah. Yeah, these platforms here. As soon as you go all the way to the back here, they'll spawn a platform that you can use to jump back up and do this segment all over again. And jump up here. And lay it down. And the platform should raise up here. Now we're gonna come back for these treasures here in a second, but I'm gonna be doing it with a little bit safer. You could do it now, but I'd rather be more safe doing it, not having a hand chase me. So we're gonna get those here in just a second. I actually am going to backtrack to get these. As soon as I do that, now I leave this room with all these souls here. And, you know, the last Twilight guy reverts back to his regular form. As soon as you come through here, go ahead and we're going to put our orb down here. And as soon as you do that, now both of the souls are back down here. Light filled the Master Sword. Its blade glows with a golden light in the Twilight Realm. With it, you can cut through dark fog. Amazing! The powers of the soul has been transferred to your sword. The guardian deities of my world are on our side too. You really are the chosen one, Link. A true hero. As long as you have that sword, you should be able to repel the shadow Zant has spread. And with that, we got our dungeon item. The light-filled Master Sword. With this, you can actually cut through all the dark fog in this dungeon. Only in this dungeon, though. Because this is the only dungeon left that has the Twilight effect. Or that is part of the Twilight realm. I mean, obviously. I'm going to go backtrack to this room now that we have this item. We can actually cut through all the dark fog now. So with it, I can be able to get those last 2 treasure chests I couldn't get beforehand. And plus, I didn't want to have, you know, Mr. Hand kind of peer pressuring me a little bit. Or just pressuring me for time, because, you know, I don't like having to work under pressure, man. That's kind of annoying. Okay, so with the sword, if you keep swinging it, you'll see that it'll automatically, you know, cut the fog. If you come down here, you should be able to jump across here with this platform. With this comes our last piece of heart, and the last piece of heart in the entire game. We've collected the 5 pieces, and we've formed a new heart container. So now we're sitting at 19 hearts. And you're probably wondering, well, if that was the last heart container, or heart piece, shouldn't you be at 20 hearts? And the quick answer would be yes, but you forget that this is a dungeon, and there's a boss at the end. So that's going to be our last heart container, is there. So we have collected every heart piece in the game. So, with that, now we don't have to collect any more heart pieces, obviously. So let's go ahead and open up this treasure chest. Inside is a purple rupee. Not too shabby. And with that, I do believe we have gotten everything on this floor. There's 4 floors to this dungeon, if you couldn't tell. But yeah, the middle pathway is kind of an easy climb up that way. But these 2 wings, we have gotten every treasure chest now. I'm going to go ahead and attack the floor. And actually, I probably need to... Yeah, I need to actually kind of climb back my way up there. So yeah, if you keep swinging your sword, you should be able to cut through all the dark fog. And actually, if we come up here and we use a spin attack with the sword, now I can activate these. You guys probably saw me try to activate them earlier when I didn't have it. I completely forgot you have to activate it with the light sword. I'm gonna call it the light sword from now on because that kind of rolls off the tongue a lot easier than light-filled Master Sword. I'm just gonna call it the light sword from now on.